Well, we have not officially made prophecies because you're all in a position where you are learning how to create your own lives. When we say, this will happen, you end up buying into what we say, and then you create what we say. There's nothing wrong with this at all. You're doing this all the time anyway, on different levels. So we have not really given prophecies about what is to come. There are all types of things we can say about what is to come in terms of your journey. Some of these things are more positive. Some of these things are more negative because that's the nature of your planet. You go through negativity in terms of your movement through cycles, so you can transform what you find and ascend even higher. So there are a few things that we're able to detect. One of the things we can detect is there may be on certain versions of Earth processes that seem as if they will do your species in. In other words, on some versions of Earth, we're not speaking to all of you. We're speaking about some versions of Earth. There may be certain processes where it feels like your species has been backed into a corner. Some of this will be ecological. It will have to do with soil, and it will have to do with the idea of what you would describe as environmental pollution. However, as this intensifies, there will be openings that are created within your species' collective psyche that allow for spontaneous solutions to be delivered. And that will be like a breath of fresh air. And you'll recognize that no matter how dark things get, transformation is always there. It's always available to you. Now, that's only on some versions of Earth. So we're not speaking to all of you. For some of you, you'll see these things coming. And you'll actually take, as a society, proactive measures so you don't have to be backed into a corner. And this will allow for you to accelerate in a rather smooth and streamlined way through challenges. What we'll say is this: the more proactive you are in relationship to the challenges you're presented with, the smoother the process is. When many of you see world challenges and you say, oh, I'm powerless, I can't do anything about that, that's when you actually align with the timeline where you start to have your back pushed against the wall. Because these things are being brought to your attention, there is evidence that you are able to do something about it. If you could do nothing about it and it was truly irrelevant to you, you'd never hear about it. It would never cross your path. But if it crosses your path, if you hear about it, this is evidence that you are to do something. Life would not hand it to you arbitrarily. Since when has life ever done something arbitrarily? Everything has a purpose. Everything has a function. So if you are presented with different world events, if you're presented with different local events that are requiring your attention, personal things are included in this. Respond to it. Don't put it on the back burner. Don't push it away, because what you push away will push you. As you try to push it away, you will be pushing yourself into that corner we mentioned. You don't have to do that. Respond in whatever way you can. No way is worthless. All ways of responding are significant. They matter. So respond in whatever way represents your joy, your bliss, and that will determine how you move through these things. So that represents some of the negative things. In terms of positive things, what we will talk about is the following. Open contact will be preceded by many members of your population making open contact with their higher selves. This is where many of those solutions we mentioned will come from. So these things fit together. And the rate of this process is determined by you, the quality of your vibration, how you're living your life. And remember, low quality is not bad, high quality is not good. They're just things. They're just ways. One way is not better. It's just one way is more pleasing, one way is more uncomfortable. That's it. There's no morality in it. It's not a judgment thing. One path involves more pain, one path involves more pleasure. But as you know, sometimes pain can turn to pleasure if you use it in a pleasing way. So these are certain things that are probable. So you don't have to be powerless. This isn't bad news. We're not saying things you don't already know. Many of you have been told of these things by your scientists, by those who are paying attention to your planet and its process. So we're just reminding you, be responsible, take action, have fun while you're doing it. This does not have to be a scary thing. It does not have to be a thing that does you in. Truly. Even though people around you might see it that way, maintain your sense, or as we said earlier, respond to these things with love. Love is an intelligence. The intelligence that is the divine blisses out. It perpetually experiences ecstasy. Because it's so ecstatic, it is so easy for it to fall in love with itself. And when you go into a state of love, you are tuning into the love that Source has for itself because it has given itself unconditional bliss. So when you tune into love and you respond with love, you are responding with one of the highest levels of intelligence that is available. Your love will turn to bliss. Your bliss will turn into the divine mind when you devote yourself to that which you already are.